Hello children, welcome back to your literature class of Standard 3. Hope you all are fine and healthy. Hope you all are doing all your assignments properly on time. Okay children, if I ask you that can you count the number of plants in your garden, I'm sure that your answer will be yes. But if I ask you that can you count the number of crows in your city or town or village, you would say it is very difficult, it is next to impossible. Now, why it is difficult to count the number of crows? It is because all the crows, they look similar and they keep flying. And if we start counting them, it will be very difficult to make out that which crow we have already counted and which crows are left to be counted. Today we will do a story, and the name of the story is How Many Crows? In this story, we will see that how Birbal counted the number of crows in his city Agra. There are many famous stories about the cleverness of Birbal, and this story is one of them. And the name is How Many Crows? So let's read the story. Chapter 8. How Many Crows? In his hall called the Diwan-e-Khas at the fort in Agra, Emperor Akbar met his special courtiers and the highest nobles to discuss important matters about his empire. Sometimes the emperor liked to discuss other things as well, such as where the best melons come from or why all sea water is salty. The emperor enjoyed learning new things. Often he liked to ask questions which his courtiers thought were too difficult to answer. To Emperor Akbar's delight, Birbal, his clever minister, always had an answer, no matter how strange or difficult the question was. One morning, the emperor took his seat on the throne in the Diwan-e-Khas and demanded, "Tell me at once, how many crows are there in all of Agra? It is important that I have this information immediately." The courtiers looked at each other in alarm. What were they to do? Some nobles had an idea of how many elephants there were in the city. Many nobles knew more or less how many horses were there. One man had even kept track of how many peacocks there were, but crows?
Okay children, today I'll be explaining till this paragraph. The remaining paragraphs will be explained in the next video. At the fort in Agra, Akbar had a hall, and the name of hall was Diwan-e-Khas, where he used to meet his special courtiers and the highest nobles. Courtiers are the people who are part of a court of a king or queen, and nobles are the rich people, people from rich and important families. Both these kind of people, they used to help in taking decisions regarding the empire. Okay, so Akbar used to meet his special courtiers and highest nobles in his hall called Diwan-e Khas to discuss on important matters about his empire. Now, what is empire? Empire is a group of countries ruled by one person. So, Akbar was a ruler who used to rule a group of countries, and that group of country was called empire. Apart from discussing on important matters, Emperor Akbar also liked to discuss other things, other general things like where the best melons came from or why the sea water is salty. It is because he enjoyed learning new things. Emperor Akbar, he enjoyed learning new things. And often he liked to ask such questions which his courtiers thought were very difficult to answer. They did not get the answer to his questions. But there was a clever minister called Birbal in Akbar's court who always used to please Akbar with his answers, because he always had an answer no matter how strange or difficult the question was. One morning, the emperor took his seat on the throne in the Diwan-e Khas. Now, what is throne? Throne is a special chair where only the king or the queen sits. So, one morning, Emperor Akbar, he took his seat and demanded. He said firmly, "Tell me at once, how many crows are there in all of Agra?" He wanted to know the number of crows, total number of crows in Agra, and he wanted the information immediately. The courtiers looked at each other in alarm. They looked at each other in fear because they did not know what to do. Some nobles had an idea of how many elephants there were in the city. Many nobles also knew more or less how many horses there were in the city. One man had even kept track. Kept track means had information about the number of peacocks there were in the city. But about crows, nobody had idea. So they all were in fear. Okay children, today we will stop here. The remaining paragraphs I'll explain in the next video. Till then, stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.